clip that, Sean. Real lit. All right, check the volume on the YouTube. Make sure we tawab on the volume. It's rock and shot. All right. All right. Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUBK coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York. We've been rocking out since 1969 under Commander General Yohana, you understand? I'm priest and officer of 5,000 in Dayala, second in command in Detroit, Northeast Ohio camp leader. I got in the building with me, officer 1,000, priest and officer 1,000 Zarak, the priest and officer 1,000 Mashah, the mighty Mashah in the building with me. You understand? Today is Tuesday, the Brotherhood class, man. You understand? It's a real heavy topic in Israel that we had these Brotherhood classes, so we got to teach our nation how to come together as one, how to be a nation, you understand? We so beat down and destroyed here in this captivity called America, you understand, that we don't forget that we are our own people with our own culture, with our own laws, you understand? We forgot how to serve our power, you understand? Goddamn Christianity serving under the white man and his God, they telling you that the laws is done away with. They telling you that you don't got to serve the Most High power. And because of that, you continue in this captivity. So that's why we had these Brotherhood classes, to wake our people up and teach our people to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Come back to their brothers, man. All right? Come back to your nation. You dig that? All right? What we got? Okay, right now we in a new school in Detroit. You understand? If you're in the Detroit area, make sure you come link up with us and join your brothers. We got free classes, I say it again, free classes. What is it, 5 days a week? 6 days a week. 6 days a week, all right? 6 days a week. For Monday, it's from 5 to 7, that's the history class with Officer 1,000 Mashah. Tuesday, myself, 7 to 9, Brotherhood. Wednesday is Officer 5, Precinct Officer 5,000, not the Zob, 7 to 9 with the law class. Thursday is Precinct Captain of 10,000, Laban. 5 to 7 with the scripture breakdown class. That's our mandatory class here in Detroit. You understand? Make sure you get here for that class. If you got any questions on anything in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Talk about can your oppressors be saved? Can the Arab be saved? Does God love everybody? Your New Year's and your Christmas breakdown, all that. You want to bring it to the scripture breakdown class, man. Captain LeBron and destroy that. You understand? He'll give you the right guidance on what you need. Yeah. So make sure you pop out to that scripture breakdown class 5 to 7. You know what I'm saying? Friday we got precinct officer of 1,000 Zarak for the Lashawan Kodash class, man. Real heavy hitter in the truth, man. Make sure you come out here if you're in the Detroit area and learn your language, man. You understand that? Right now we live in America. We think that what they say, the King's English. We think that's the best thing smoking, Mashah. You understand? La. That ain't where it's at. The Lashawan Kodash is the language that Christ spoke. That's the language that the Most High gave to Adam. And that's the language we speak and teach here in the UPK. So make sure you get out here on Friday, man, and learn your language, man. Learn how to speak to your brothers and sisters, man. It'll be a glorious day when we could walk in the goddamn gas station and go at the Arabs in our language, the way they talk to their people. You understand that? God. That's something our people have never experienced, man. We've been living in this goddamn hell so long. Like I said, we forgot that we have our own culture, man. We are our own people with our own language.
Right.
So it's real heavy that you get out here, man, Friday and learn your language. Saturday is the Sabbath service, which starts at 11 o'clock.
Come.
Make sure you get out here, Sabbath service, man. Keep the days of the Lord and come to these free classes and learn how to love your people and learn your culture again, okay? That's the time it is right now on the earth. It's over for the black man joining to our oppressors and loving they gods, loving they fake days. You know what I'm saying? Christmas and all that. That time is over, man.
Right.
You see the spirit that the Lord is putting on the earth right now, man. It's a spirit of war, because the Lord says, I am a man of war. You know what I'm saying? So because God is the Most High, is a man of war, man, He wants you to war with your flesh, man, and get out, come out of the world. Stop following these people and what they follow, and learn how to love and serve your power. So I get Israel. Let me move this out the way. Everybody out there, man, if y'all got any questions, type the questions in. All right. If you can't hear me, let me know. Don't let me do a whole class on with the volume low as hell and y'all can't hear me. Rock, like I said, check the volume on YouTube. Check it on the Detroit page. Go to Facebook. Go to the Cleveland page. Check that volume too, brother. Like I said, Northeast Ohio as well. We got classes out there twice a month, man. So y'all make sure y'all come out there. And if you in the Northeast Ohio area, Toledo, Akron, Cleveland, all of that, man, make sure you give me a call. Come join your brothers. All right. You are in a fight. You are in a war with these other nations. Okay. And this war has been going on since the beginning of time. You understand? You've always been at war with these other nations. Only here in America where you have been rocked to sleep to think that everybody can hold hands and come together and be as one. When you comb through these scriptures, you will see that the Israelites been battling with these goddamn Arabs, with the Chinese and the Japanese. We've been going through these things, you know what I'm saying? So it's real heavy that you understand that, and that's why it's real heavy that we do these classes here in the UPK to wake our people up, man. The priests and prophets of the Lord have come back on the earth, man, and we doing our job, goddammit. We doing what the Lord told us to do. All right? You too wild? All right, like I said, any questions, make sure y'all type in. Let me know what's going on. I'll answer all questions that I can. Anything I can't answer, I'll send up to Captain LeBond, and we'll go over it on the scripture breakdown class, Lord willing. You understand?
So like I said, I wanted to get a breakdown.
Hit me with it. What you got? What's your question?
So like I said, it's about the fifth seal.
What, in Revelation?
Kind of, so I'm just trying to get it. So like,
I heard the breakdown, but I don't wanna, you know what I'm saying, tell you something that ain't already all the way on point.
okay,
That fifth seal in Revelation, make sure you bring it to Captain Bond on Thursday. If not, if you forget on Thursday, bring it back next Tuesday, I'll have an answer for you. Revelation, that's a heavy breakdown. You understand?
I'm just trying to get the end prophecy, all of them, the breakdown on the end prophecy.
Like what?
Like I got one that talk about the third woe.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's in Revelations. They talk about the third woe.
Let me hear it.
In the book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 14.
So like, 1 second, let me get with you, please. You said Revelations 11?
Come on.
Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Verse 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdom of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. That was one of them.
What's your question?
No, that was just one of the Third World War scriptures I had.
Mm-hmm.
This was just one of them.
Right.
Now the one that I had about the seal, that was just, one of my questions that I had.
About the fifth seal?
Come.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I heard that breakdown, but I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, mess you up and steer you wrong. So just bring that to Captain LeBon on Thursday. But right here, this is clear as day. You know what I'm saying? It's telling you that we done been through the second woe. The second woe is what does woe mean?
War.
There you go. So the second war has come. And read it again. The second woe has passed.
Come. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
The third woe, the third destruction or war cometh quickly. You understand? Now, understand this. It's been what? World War II was in what year?
That was in
1940 or something like that? Pearl Harbor and all that? Go ahead.
The United States was in the World War II from 1941, December 7th, 1941, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor to 1948.
Okay, so that was 1948. We in 2020. They say it cometh quickly. So understand that this time, according to the Lord, what it say? One day to the Lord is what?
1,000 years.
1,000 years. So when you read that coming quickly, don't be like, don't question that. Like coming quickly, like for us, quickly is tomorrow. You understand? But for the Lord, that one day haven't even passed yet. So that third woe cometh quickly. There are things that must take place before that destruction come to pass. So from 48, 40, 50, whatever, to now, there's a quick turnaround in the eyes of the Lord. You understand? So it cometh quickly. Was that it?
Come. So that was pretty much it on that Third World War scripture.
Okay.
That I got.
Okay. No sweat. Where we at with it? Like I said, today is a Brotherhood class, and you want to make sure you go over those Brotherhood topics. What we got going on in the earth right now. Who seen that goddamn coon, Lil Jon, man? Y'all seen what he did?
Come.
What was that about, right? You saw that, man?
Come, sir.
Lil Jon done opened up a second school in Ghana, man. Good night. This is a goddamn foster kid from Atlanta, man. Grew up in the drug-infested zone, man. They done pushed homosexuality like crazy in Atlanta. And what does he do when he get his money? He take it straight to Africa. His grants, his love, all of that, he goes straight to Africa with it, man. This is crazy, man. The rich of the earth, the rich of this earth, man, they hate the poor, man. Who is the poor? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. The poor, man. We the beat down. And the rich, I don't care if they your people or what, they hate you. You understand? They go at I mean, really, you could say it's caused by the media, because what's portrayed in the media about black people is that we criminals. You understand? We drug dealers. What Hillary Clinton say? We rapists. What Hillary Clinton say? Michelle, you remember that?
Come.
Good night, man. Go ahead. What she say?
Rapists, super predators.
Super predators, man.
Super predators.
That's what they said about us. What did Mel Gibson say? You wearing that outside, man. If you get raped by a pack of niggas, don't say nothing. That's what Mel Gibson said, man. You understand? Where is this coming from? That's the media pushing that on you, saying that you these big drug dealers. Who's the biggest drug dealer on the planet? Go ahead, Michelle.
United States government.
The biggest drug dealer on the planet right now is the white man. Who's the biggest rapist on the planet? Anybody ever heard of a devil named Harvey Weinstein? What was the other one named, man? Epstein, who just killed himself? How come the white man don't get these titles placed on him? You understand? They hate the poor. They hate the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. It's because of the media. It's because of the government. You know what I'm saying? Our people are so destroyed that they don't even know what brotherhood is, and they just can't even look at another black man like like we come from the same man. You understand?
Right.
They look at us like we strangers and look at the white man like he's something to be loved or you understand? What, you got something to rock? Go ahead.
Come on, sir. Just a question. So, like the thing that Lil John did with, you know, getting schools out in Ghana, Africa, is that like how, like the media demonize us black people from being from Africa in some way? Because they think that we Africans and we are Africans, come from there.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both, right? It's crazy that they push that on us because what were the first slaves that came to America? Where were they from? Do you know?
They were from West Africa.
They were from Portugal. You understand? First slaves came over here. They was from Portugal, man. They weren't African. So why they telling you African? You understand? There's other people that look like you in Africa. You understand? Now they did switch it up from Portugal and went over there to West Africa and got us as well, but they pushed that African thing on you, man. But you are not a goddamn African. You understand? Why he not saying he from Portuguese? Why he not? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, where is that coming from? It's also other things going on in the earth, like it's grants and stuff. They give you things that go back to Ghana, like. I don't know. When I was growing up, they promote all type of islands and what have you. They try to get you to go to the Hawaii. You know, they try to get you to go to different places. These are tourist attractions, so they can generate money for their country. All right. So they giving away grants, just like them purple faggots. They over in Ghana too. Why they over there? They giving away money. You know what I'm saying? They doing all kind of things. But as an Israelite, the first place you should be showing your love and giving your strength to is your people, not no goddamn Africans. Even if you thought you was an African, those Africans, not you per se, but Lil John, even if he thought he was an African, what has those same Africans done for him? He grew up a foster kid, you understand? Ain't no African from Ghana ever sent him one red cent, you understand? They got their own kings and rulers over there that could build their own schools. They ain't never did nothing for people over here in America.
Right.
So for him to be doing that, he's a goddamn fool and a coon. You understand? What have Africans done for you? You've been here all this goddamn time. The only Africans I've seen is the big belly skinny African. How is that? They got big bellies, but they skinny as a fool. And they are immune to flies. Those are the only Africans I ever seen. You know what I'm saying? It look like they were birthed from flies, man. The flies you see the little babies on the commercials, man. You know what I'm saying? Flies is just landing on their nose. They not swatting them. They not doing nothing with the flies besides they just let them land there, man. These are the Africans that I know. They ashy, like look at their skin. It's almost a blackish gray. That don't look like you. You know what I'm saying? Look at those Africans. They don't look nothing like us. So how he think that he's a goddamn fool that don't read? What you got, Sarah?
So could it have been like off on commercials they used to show back in the day with the Africans, just like how you were saying, like with the babies, and they like, you know what I'm saying, you need to come back to Africa and feed them, they so homeless, they be playing them sad songs or whatever.
Man, somebody done cash them out. Alright? You get grants just like the purple facts. They got a grant to go over there. They ain't doing that off their own dime. The government pay you to do certain things. They went over there, took the bait, and started supporting another nation. Listen, man, I am the biggest conspiracy theorist in the world. You understand? Salaki, probably besides Commander General Hunter. Salaki.
Good night.
I don't believe nothing the government say. You understand? So, of course, I feel like it's a plan to keep them from building up their own neighborhood. And you have to, as a black man, as an Israelite, see that. You got to see what they doing to our people in the media. See how when you get one of these actors, they get a starring role in the movie, man, they gonna be a drug dealer. What was Denzel? His first Oscar was a goddamn crooked ass cop, and a drug dealer, and a thief, and a murderer to his people. That's how they portray you. You ain't getting no roles doing what you or representing who you really are. The media portrays you as this big rapist and thug and criminal. But if we go ahead, Michelle, what you got?
Just to piggyback on that, the sisters don't get a pass either, because Halle Berry's first Oscar, she was a hoe.
Exactly.
So, in a movie called Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball, she was a hoe, and that was her Oscar. Now, go back before these two people were famous. Who did we portray in the movies before then? Go ahead.
We were stepping fetching.
There you go. This ain't nothing new. You was ancient mama. You know what I'm saying? Stepping fetching. You was doing all kind of goofy things for the white man. He never portrayed you as being this royal and educated people that you are. The priests of the Lord, the people, the children of God. He never portrayed you as that in the media. And that's why the rich of this earth hate your guts. Because they don't read, they follow the white man. You understand? So you stepping fetching, you gonna always be that slave, you gonna always be that rapist that just can't get enough of white women. What is that about? White women shaped like a 12-year-old boy and they say, we gonna rape him? You understand? Look at our sisters. Come on, man. Our sisters is going crazy, man. These white women these days dying to look like a black woman. Literally, they dying.
Good night.
You understand? With lip injections, nose jobs, butt jobs, boob jobs. You understand? They doing everything they can. And before that, what was they doing? Back in the day, they would wear dresses with a big piece of metal on there to enhance their butt. You know what I'm talking about, Michelle? These were the dresses of the 1800s and the early 1900s. You understand? They were always trying to represent or portray or imitate the image of the black woman. So we should be proud in who we are, man. Stop hating your people. You the rich, you Lil Jon, you Jay-Z. Use your money to build up your community, man.
Right.
Use your money to build up your people. And that's why it's necessary that we have these classes on Tuesday, man, to let our people know, man. It's time for that to end. Stop all the goddamn cooning and buffooning, man. Come back to your people, man. Come back to your laws. Do what the Lord told you to do, man. We forget that about program. You know what? Since we on that topic, man, about us not being criminals or drug dealers, pull up the list. Let's show the people. Let's show the people real fast. The black man, America would not exist without black people. And when I say that, I mean that wholeheartedly. All right? America was built upon free labor from the slaves, okay? America wouldn't be this rich and powerful country without black people, without the labor or without the gains, the things that they benefit from our labor.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it be physical or our mental labor. You understand? Black people are the strongest people on this goddamn planet, man. Hands down. A white man could never go through what you go through and still survive.
Damn right.
He kill himself.
Damn right. Quick.
He kill himself fast, man. I've seen multiple videos of a black man go to court and he get convicted of whatever foolishness he's done and kill himself right there in the goddamn courtroom, pop a pill, die right there at sentencing.
White men.
White men at sentencing, man. The stock markets collapse. They throwing themselves out of goddamn windows, man. They could never survive the captivity and mental stress and hell that the black man has been through. You understand?
Yeah, right.
Black people are not criminals, man. Black people, you are not rapists. Black people, stop serving the white man and understand America would not be here without you and your contributions. You understand?
Yeah, right.
We're gonna show you right here just a little bit of who the black man is. Give me somebody. What you guys about? Put the list up on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook on the Cleveland or Northeast Ohio page, click to the Detroit page. You're gonna see some of these people that we talking about. What you got, Michelle?
We got they should be seeing it right now. Elijah McCoy. Elijah McCoy was a 19th century so-called African American inventor, best known for inventing lubrication devices used to make train travel more efficient. If I could, I want.
Oh yeah.
If you ever heard the term, is that the real McCoy? It comes from this brother right here. He made his wheel lubrication device for the train And then of course some Edomite saw it and tried to reverse engineer it and made an inferior model of it. And it got to the point that when salesmen went out to sell this to different train companies, that they were asked over and over again before the people would buy the product, is this the real McCoy? And it's from this brother right here,
Elijah McCoy. Now understand this, man. Understand this. This ain't no drug dealer. This ain't no rapist. This is who you are, man, before the media. You understand? This is who you are before the white man gets a hold of your name and label you as something else. Okay? Black man, you are the strongest and smartest man on this planet, man. You understand? So if you heard of something, like the brother just said, if you heard of something called the real McCoy, understand that you got it from this brother right here, Elijah McCoy. All right? Give me one more.
One card. The next fellow we got up, of course, is George Washington Carver.
Everybody know who Carver is. Mr. Peanut himself, man. Go ahead.
Salaki one. And that's what they tell you. He had the peanut patent, he did things with peanut. But what they don't tell you is that George Washington Carver was the leading botanist in his day.
Damn right. Damn right.
That's a scientist that studied nature and flowers and plants and stuff like that.
Say it again, plant. That's what I wanted to touch on, not to cut you off. But the plant. Right now, we in Detroit, what they call Motown. All right? The big three. It was the home of the big three. The production that they made, or the mass production that these places came up with, could not have existed without this brother right here. All right? He created what you call the plant. You understand? So if you work at Chrysler, you go to the plant. Where you get that from? You got that from him. He designed that whole line, how you build cars on that line. He designed that car. You understand? This country is ran by the goddamn cars and everything. All these things, man. We could go through 100 different things that black people have made to build this country up. You understand? And instead of us reaping the benefits of these things, the white man stole it. And when he stole it, he told you was a criminal. You understand? He told you he was everything. He told you, you understand, black man, what he say? You come from a gorilla. And you start to believe it, man. That's why it's important for us to have these classes on Tuesday to show you, man, you are a strong man. You are the children of the Most High Power, man. All right. What you going through is because you going through a curse. All right. You disobeyed the Lord and He punished you. All right. Stop listening to white people, man. Stop joining white people. Take your money and put it with your people. Take your inventions and put it with your people. All right. Black man, you are more than a goddamn drug dealer, man. Honestly, you are not a goddamn drug dealer. You sell drugs to survive. The white man sold drugs for real.
All right.
You understand? You sell drugs because you was hungry. It's time for that to end, man. All right? We forget about government playing warfare on us. Understand, man, we got to build up our communities. COINTELPRO was put in place to make sure that we didn't have a neighborhood. We didn't have a city. We didn't have a man to lead us like Commander General Yohana. And again, here go my conspiracy theorist brain working, but I think that's where all these goddamn fake groups came from. You understand? Ain't nobody gonna follow no nigga named whatever they call themselves, Nasty Nate and them. You put Nate next to Commander General, who the hell gonna follow him? You put, you know what I'm saying, these different cats in here, man, get out of here, man. There's no comparison when you look at the ISUPK and these other fake groups. They know we the home of the truth.
Damn right.
They put things in place to scatter the people, man. You understand? And it's time for us to wake up Join the brotherhood, man. Damn that, man. Come back to the law, statute, commandments. You Jay-Z, man, build up your hood. What the hell you getting all this money and you lead the projects that you got famous for rapping about. You lead those and you go build up some white man neighborhood. You look like a goddamn fool, man. Like we just talked about, Lil Jon. What the hell is wrong with you? You get your money, you come up in the hood, you raise in the hood around all these black people. As soon as you get some money, you take your money to goddamn Ghana. What the hell is wrong with you, man? Love your people. You understand? Build up your nation. Build up the black community, man.
That's right.
Come on, man. Give me the, you holding something, Rock?
I just looked up this interesting invention. His brother was named Jared Morgan.
Go ahead, hit me.
He not only invented one thing, but this brother got 3 major inventions that, you know what I'm saying, that we need, you feel me, to sustain. His first invention was...
Hit me with some.
Okay.
Go ahead.
His first invention was a hair care product.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He invented a refining company market, and like he invented a curved tooth comb for hair straightening.
Now look at that. All the beauty supply stores is owned by the Koreans and what have you. Black people should be owning these things. Who the hell need these things anyway?
Right.
Besides black people. Why you don't own these things? You selling yourself and your products out to the white man. Build up your nation, man. Be more than what the media says you are. Because you're not that. The real drug dealer is the white man. Your oppressor. The real rapist is your oppressor. You understand? Give me that scripture. What you got, brother? Give me Baruch. It's in the Apocrypha. Baruch, the 4th chapter. What, priest? Again, if y'all can hear me, man, let me know. If you can't hear me, let me know.
We're in the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life.
It's the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endure forever. If you keep these laws, you're going to come to life. You're going to live. You're not living if you're not keeping the laws of the Most High God. You understand? Right. You're not living. If you're not keeping the brotherhood with your nation, you are not living. All right? You're at war with your enemies, and we're going to show you this, man, later on at the top of the hour. You understand? But if you're not keeping these laws, you are not living. You understand? What? Keep going.
Come on. But such as leave it shall die.
And if you leave these laws, you're going to die. You separating yourself from your brothers, man, you are going to die. You eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, you're going to die. You filling your lungs up with the white man's cigarettes and blunts, you're going to die. You understand? Yeah, go ahead, pull that up. You definitely going to die when you leave these laws. It's all over the earth, man. You seeing all these goddamn Christmas parties get shot up, birthday parties get shot up. That's the Lord doing that. Keep going.
Come. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it.
Turn thee, O Jacob. When it says Jacob, it's talking about the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Take hold of these laws, man. Come on.
Walk in the presence.
And walk in them. Come on.
Of the light thereof.
Skip to 3.
Verse 3. Give not thy honor to another.
That's what I want to hear right there. Lil Jon is taking his money and his influence, and he giving it to another nation. And the Bible says what?
Give not thy honor to another.
Give not thy honor to another. Come on.
Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Nor the things that are profitable unto thee and to a strange nation. These are things that your nation can benefit off of. Your influence, your money, you understand? Your power, the things you can do for your community. Don't give that to another nation, man. Don't give your strength to the white man. Don't give your mind, your heart to the white man and what he believes in. Don't give it to the goddamn African. You a black man, grew up in the hood, man. All niggas, everywhere you go. As soon as you get some money, you put on a goddamn dashiki. What the hell is wrong with you, man? Read that again.
Come. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Give not thy honor to another, man. Stop loving the white man and kissing the white man's ass. Nor the things that are profitable to thee and to a strange nation. What's a strange nation?
Right.
What is a strange nation, man? A strange nation is somebody that's not an Israelite. A strange nation is somebody that's eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster.
Right.
A strange nation is somebody that's telling you that a man and a man can marry, or a woman and a woman can marry. That is a strange nation because they do strange things to us.
Right.
We don't understand these things. The Lord told us to live a certain way. You understand? These are strangers to us. So why are you giving your honor and your strength and things that could profit your nation to another nation?
Right.
You a goddamn fool, man. It's time for those things to stop. You understand? It's time for us to come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and love our brothers, man. Just because you get in a position of power, man, don't mean you got to run up behind the white man's ass. You oppress his ass. You understand?
Yeah, right.
Good night, man. When are you gonna learn, man? The things that you make, okay, you go out and I'm not saying that you cannot become successful in this earth, in this world that you live in today. If you can get some money, go out there and get some money. But don't make that money benefit somebody else.
Right.
That money should be benefiting you and your family. You understand? You get in that position of power, man. We got Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice. Who we got, man? What's that goddamn federal judge? Clarence Thomas. The biggest goddamn coon in history. Supreme Court Justice. You can't even tell he black. Everything he do is of the white man's nature. You understand? Why are you living like that? It's time for us to understand, man, these priests of old, first of all, the problems that we going through right now ain't nothing new. It's all through the Bible. You understand?
That's right.
It's all through the goddamn Bible, man. People, these goddamn Christians be like, man, y'all reading that Bible, man, that don't apply to us right now. Salakia priest, I need you to get that. That don't apply to us right now. That was in the olden days. What the hell are you talking about? Everything that's written in these scriptures we going through right now. Right now.
Yeah, right.
You understand? This ain't no olden days. We got Israelites in a position of power right now, serving in captivity. But the problem is, we don't know we slaves.
That's right.
You understand? That's why it's important that we have these classes. A black man think because he get up and can go buy a 40 ounce of the grapefruit that he ain't no slave. You know what I'm saying? What the hell kind of foolishness is that? Where is your king at? Where is your leader? Where is your neighborhood? How you not a slave when you don't have none of these things? Where is your power at? Who defends you? Where is your army? We don't have none of these things as a black man, so how are you not a slave?
That's right.
If you go through the Bible, man, that's why I'm glad this is the Brotherhood classes. We're going to show y'all. Give me the book of Nehemiah.
So I
The
get
book of Nehemiah. You go through these scriptures, man, we're going to show y'all some real brotherhood. All right? Real black people. Position. It's wild, man. I'm probably gonna, I mean, if you want some, you can get some.
Colonel, I was going to.
No, don't pour it in there.
Okay, Colonel.
Go through these scriptures, you'll see real men, real Israelites in a position of power, and they never turned on their people.
That's right.
Nehemiah, man, this is one of my favorite books in the Bible, and he's one of them. You understand? If you understand Nehemiah, man, you know something about Nehemiah, Mashah?
I'm finna learn about it.
Damn right, I'll break it down for you. Nehemiah started out, man, he was a cupbearer, all right? A cupbearer to the king. A cupbearer is a high position. He was a high-ranking officer, all right?
Chapter and verse on
Go start with the fourth. Start with the fourth chapter.
fourth chapter.
Right. Yes, just start with the 5th. But yeah, he had a high-ranking position to the king. First of all, you got to have that rank to even get the office or the job of a cupbearer, and it's a very important job. Do you know why, Mashai? The cupbearer.
The cupbearer. That's the fellas gonna keep the liquor from getting poisoned.
There you go. That's why. So he had to be trusted. You understand? He had to be trusted within from the king. He had to be trusted. He had to have a certain rank, a position of power to even get that cupbearer position. But after that, he became the governor of Jerusalem. All right, the city of David. He became the governor of that. But when he became governor, he never turned his back on his people. And that's why we're talking about this. Because you got coons like Jay-Z and Oprah. They get their money, they go straight to Africa. When you get a position of power, you ought to never forget where you came from. Never forget your people.
That's right.
Never forget your power. You understand?
That's
Never
right.
forget why we here. You understand? We think that white people are just so powerful that they can keep the strongest, smartest people on the planet in captivity by themselves. You have to know that that's an act of God. A white man can't do nothing with you, Zarok. It's gonna take about 5 of them of Salaki to get on you, to restrain you. You understand? That's why when you get pulled over at the stoplight, they shoot you immediately because they scared. They scared to death. You understand? Don't forget that. Don't forget your power. Never give your allegiance to another nation. Even when he give you money, understand that that money must come back to your people.
That's right.
That's why we say in the Bible, man, come out of her. Come out of her, my people, man. Don't join her. Don't partake in her plagues and her sins. Don't do that, man. Come out of her. So Nehemiah was a cupbearer. He had a high-ranking position already. Then, all right, just go with one. Who got the verse? Start at chapter 1 so I can show you.
Chapter 1.
Yeah.
Come on.
We're gonna read through this. We don't have enough time. We'll finish the rest, but it's to show you, you know what I'm saying, to never forget about your people and where you come from. Never forget that the black man needs his own community, his own city, his own neighborhoods, man.
Right.
We live in America, man, where they literally built freeways through black neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
They built freeways through your hood. They Rosewood just burned it straight to the ground. Black Wall Street, same thing. Why do these things happen? They don't want to see black people come together. The catchphrase or the one that always caught my eye was COINTELPRO. You know, Michelle, what did Hoover say about COINTELPRO?
I'm not sure.
To stop the rise of a black messiah. You heard that before? You never heard that?
I'm gonna look it up.
Read that real fast before we get that verse. I think I sent it to Zrock. Let me see.
That's heavy right there.
Understand, man, this has been going on. Like I said, I named what we got, Seneca Village. Out there in New York. Seneca Village. They built Central Park right in Seneca Village. Why the black people couldn't stay right there? You tore down all them cribs, all they little community, and you built a park right there. You understand? They didn't want them black people to be close to the whites. They didn't want them black people to have their own stuff and be joined together. Black people joining together is a threat to America.
That's right.
You understand that? The white man has always known that. I ain't even gonna just boil it down to the white man. Your oppressor has always known that. Your oppressor has many faces. So you can't just say it's the white man. Your oppressor has many faces. You comb through these scriptures, you will see. It was never just one race. The Israelites was beefing with every goddamn body. Read that, what you got?
In the Guardian article, preventing the rise of a Messiah. 40 years ago today, a bullet severed the spine of a man who many the world overthought of as a prince.
All right, skip down. Because you know, it's talking about Michael King. You know the world. I didn't think of him as no goddamn prince. That was the sex tank Mike. What's his name? Orgy Mike. That's who that was. It was Orgy Mike. Don't let him lie to you. So skip down to what it says about Hoover. Let me see.
J. Edgar Hoover, the head of America's domestic law enforcement agency, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, issued the following directive. The purpose of this new counterintelligence endeavor is to expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, or otherwise neutralize the activities of black nationalists.
Okay, say it again. Dispose, what?
Disrupt, misdirect, discredit, or otherwise neutralize the activities of black nationalists.
Now this was said in the 60s, and you see it happening still to this day. What happened, man, with, what was it, a couple weeks ago? One brother came and shot up a Jewish, so-called Jewish store. Another brother came with a machete and just started hacking people. Israelites don't teach violence. Everybody know that. If you study anything about the Israelites, even that fake white boy vocab, even he know. Israelites ain't doing none of that. All right, so it sound like a setup to me, but keep going. They disrupting. They trying to make us look bad. They still doing these things. But go ahead. Get to the point where it say why.
Hate type organizations and groupings, their leadership, spokesmen, membership, and supporters. By hate type organizations, Hoover explained that he meant such group as the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee.
All right, wait, I see where you at now. Skip down.
To the Black Panthers? Or to the...
Paragraph starting with a court.
According to another declassified FBI memo, shortly afterward, the FBI proposed having a carbon copy of an informant reportedly written by Carmichael to the CIA, carefully deposited in the automobile of a close black nationalist friend. It is hoped that when the informant report is read, it will help promote distrust between Carmichael and the black community. FBI agents called Carmichael's mother, falsely telling her that Black Panthers were out to kill her soon. Soon after, Carmichael left the country.
Find that quote that I'm looking for. You're gonna have to keep coming through it. Give me the book of Nehemiah.
Nehemiah chapter 1, verse 1. The words of Nehemiah the son of Hakaliah. And it came to pass in the month Chesleu, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan, the palace, the Hanani, one of my brethren, came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. Verse 3, and they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and reproach.
All right, now he overhearing the conversation, and they saying what?
The remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and reproach.
Yeah, in great affliction and reproach. Did you find that? That's right.
Is it about Brad Hampton?
Now, it's, you gonna see Hoover say the purpose of this, or the new objective, is to stop the rise of the black Messiah. It starts with that. it's the new objective or something like that. Go ahead, Michelle.
One more time. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down.
All right, so it says the remnant that are left of the captivity there in Proverbs are in great affliction and reproach. That's what we're going through right now. All right. If you black, Hispanic, or Native American, and you find a way to get some money in your goddamn pocket, understand that the people that you come from are in great affliction and reproach. We still serving this captivity, this hell that we've been delivered to by the Most High God. We still in this captivity. Keep going.
Come.
Nehemiah saw this as well, but it's two different reactions for a man of the Lord and you coons that's living right now that really just serve the white man. When Nehemiah heard this, he's gonna do something that all men should do, that love their people, that love their brothers, all right? Because black celebrities, all people of America that are rich hate black people, you do the opposite, all right? You hate the rich hate the poor in America. The poor is the goddamn blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's why you do the opposite. That's why you take your money to these other nations. Keep going.
The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. Verse 4, and it came to pass, when I heard these words, that I sat down and wept, and mourned certain days, and fasted, and prayed before the God of heaven.
And he prayed before the Most High power, man. I skipped it 2.
Chapter 2 and 1?
2 and 1, yeah.
Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 1. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes, the king, that wine was before him, and I took up the wine and gave it unto the king.
Now, mind you, I told you already that Nehemiah had already had a high-ranking position with the king. He was the cupbearer, all right? So he was taking the cup to the king. Go ahead.
Now I had not been before time sad in his presence.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore the king said unto me, why is thy countenance sad?
Now, why isn't Condoleezza Rice sad? She at the top of the top in this political organization or this destructive kingdom we call America. How come she not looking down and saying this about her people? Why Colin Powell ain't saying this when he was in office? Where is Michael Jordan and Oprah at? How come Jay-Z is trying to join the NFL instead of uplift his people? When you see this and you're a black, Hispanic, and Native American, this is how you should feel. You should be sad. You should have a low confidence. You should be like, what the hell is going on? Because this is what a real man would do that loves his people. Keep going.
Come. Why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid. Verse 3. He
was afraid because he's in captivity. This is not, the king is not his people. The king is not of his nation that he's going to go to this with. But he had the courage, he had the heart to go to him still and tell him what was going on. Like, hey man, damn that. I ain't sitting here while we being oppressed and my people is being destroyed. And the place where I come from is being beat down. I can't sit here and still be happy and have a high countenance. You understand? I don't want to buy the goddamn Bulls or the Charlotte Hornets like Michael Jordan. That ain't what I'm trying to do, man. It's something else that I need to do. And as a priest of the Lord, just as a goddamn black man, you should feel this. Keep going.
Come. Verse 3. And said unto the king, let the king live forever.
He said, let the king live forever. He approached the king with wisdom, man. What the scripture say? Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove.
Yeah, right.
And that's how he approached the king, man. He said, let the king live forever, because he realized he was in captivity. He understands he's a slave and he's serving the king, but he also understands that he has a people. He has a nation. He has a God, a power that he serves. Don't ever forget that power, man. That's our problem as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. We want to join to these other nations so bad that we forgot who we serve. We forgot where we come from. Be like Nehemiah, man. Don't forget your people. Even though you got a favor of the king and you got money, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget that your people are still suffering. Keep going.
Turn. Why should not my countenance be sad when the city, the place of my father's sepulchres, lieth in waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire?
So he overheard what was happening with his people, and his countenance dropped. And he was still sad in front of the people, in front of the king, you understand? And he's asking, why shouldn't I be sad? Why do you have coons like Oprah still trying to go out and destroy the black man? She wants to be white. She hates her people. All right? She hates her people. It's time for us to get out of that mindset, man, and learn to love your brothers, man. Keep going.
Then the king said unto me, for what dost thou make request? So I prayed to the God of heaven. Verse 5, and I said unto the king, if it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, that thou wouldest send me unto Judah.
Send me to Ghana.
Unto Judah.
Send me to West Africa.
Unto Judah.
Send me to the white man's neighborhood so I can build his neighborhood up.
Unto Judah.
Nehemiah asked to go back to his hometown, man. Send me to Judah, man. Send me to my people. Come on.
Unto the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it.
That I may talk about them because they broke.
That I may build it.
That I may make a rap song like the Migos and say, you broke niggas. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, get your money up. What them goddamn rappers say? These niggas, man, these rappers, man, out here, actors, all these people, man, but mostly be the rappers. They come out, the first year you seen them, they broke as a fool. Tiny t-shirt on, jewelry, small as can be. They get some money off you, buying their records, and then they call you a broke nigga. What the hell is that, man? That's because the rich of this earth hate the poor.
That's right.
I just saw something the other day, man, where it said the top 1%'s wealth has surpassed the whole middle class. God damn it, this ain't slavery? The rich hate the poor here, man. Do you know what that means? The wealth of the 1%, the billionaires, has surpassed the whole middle class. So everything that you thought you was making in this middle class, you ain't even competing with the wealth of America.
That's right.
Good night. And you ain't a slave? Come on, keep going.
Come. And the king said unto me, the queen also sitting by him, for how long shall thy journey be? And when wilt thou return?
See, he had favor of the king, so the king granted him permission to get it done. And this is a cut on all you fake Israelites out here talking about the 501c3. Because if you read down, you'll see that Nehemiah got all kind of things from the government, from the king. He got grants to build his city, man. You understand? So what the hell is wrong with us? You know what I'm saying? Doing what we do with the 501c3 is because y'all dumb. Skip to the 4th chapter.
Come. Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 1.
Salaki, hold that. Let me hear what Rock got. Because I want to show people what the goddamn aim is for the government. What it's always been.
Hoover issued another directive. Prevent the rise of a Messiah who could unify and electrify the militant black nationalist movement.
Man, sidebar, man, just to go back. This government's aim was to do what?
Come on, sir. Prevent the rise of a Messiah who could unify and electrify.
Who could do what?
Who could unify.
Who could unify. That's America's goal, to keep black people from coming together. To keep us from unifying. That's why.
Good night.
That's why they destroyed Rosewood. That's why they dropped bombs on Black Wall Street. You understand? Because we was doing too good. We was coming together, man. We wasn't giving it down. Black Wall Street was in the 20s, man. At that time, what was white people doing? They was throwing themselves out of goddamn buildings.
Right.
That's what they was doing. They was killing themselves because the stock market had collapsed. They didn't know how they was gonna survive. And then you go down south to Oklahoma and black people has got airports and movie theaters, they doctors and lawyers, and they running their own thing and they don't need the white man for nothing. Before COINTELPRO existed, they destroyed Black Wall Street because they didn't want us to unify, man. And that's what's going on right now. So when you get these grants like Lil Jon, that's why you got a grant to build up Ghana instead of Atlanta. Because if he take that money and he build up Atlanta, good night. Black people might come together. You understand? If you take that money and you give it to Commander General Yohana, forget about it. Black people gonna take over America. They know that. And that's why the government is against you. That's why they created programs to keep you from unifying. And that's why it's so necessary that we have classes in the UPK to teach you about brotherhood.
Right.
Brotherhood is a law. It's a law to join to your brothers.
Yeah, right.
Like Nehemiah, what we reading about in the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah saw what was going on and he said, damn that. How I'm supposed to be happy? How I'm supposed to sing crunk juice songs and Jay-Z and Beyonce doing what they do? How I'm supposed to do that when my people are being destroyed? You understand? So let's read about that. We're going to show y'all examples of brotherhood in the Bible, man. And this is one of the greatest examples in the priest, Salaki, and the prophet Nehemiah. You understand?
Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews.
He did what?
Mocked the Jews.
Wait, who was it? Was the devil's the heathen's name?
Sanballat, B-A-L-L-A-T-R-Y.
Okay, keep going.
And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria and said, what do these feeble Jews?
He said what?
What do...
Start again, man. Start at the top, man.
God. Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 1.
Let me get what you please.
But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the walls, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews.
He was mad, man. And he mocked the Jews. You understand? Same thing they do today. They don't want to see you building up your neighborhood. They don't want to see black people uplifting each other and coming together. What you got, Michelle?
It say he was wroth, angry, and he took great indignation. That right there, am I right to assume that he was goddamn offended?
Yeah.
He was offended that we would build up our own. He was offended.
Well, that's why we read the new directive of Hoover. You understand? It's the same thing. Your oppressor never wants to see you come together and unify with your people. Keep going, you're going to see. Keep going down. This is COINTELPRO in the Bible right here.
COINTELPRO in the Bible.
Come on.
Verse 2, and he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria and said, what do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves?
What do these feeble Jews, man? They building up their community? What the hell wrong with these black people? Are they going to fortify themselves? Come on.
Will they sacrifice?
Will they sacrifice? Are they going to start serving their Lord again? Their power again? Come on.
Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? Verse 3, now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall.
They're trying to make fun of you. You know what I'm saying? Even if they do go build up their hood, they can build it up, and the goddamn fox gonna run up, and the wall gonna break down because they so broke. You understand? Because they don't have the resources that we have. They laughing at us. Go ahead. You got a question, Michelle?
I was gonna ask, said even if a fox go up, he shall even break down the walls. Is that akin to them looking at us as things being niggered and not having any respect for what we do? Just because we do it, they want to automatically assume it was not done correctly.
Well, you gotta understand. I feel you in up until chapter 4. The city would have been destroyed. We went through the Babylonian captivity. The city was destroyed. The walls were burned down, bricks, stubble. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they looking at. So these heathens is seeing, they knowing what's there, what lies, and they said these Jews gonna come build that up. You know what I'm saying? So they making fun of them. Like, what they gonna build out of that? They trying to, you know, they just talking crap. You know how these heathens are, man. Against the poor, against the blacks of the earth. They talking about us. Those are niggas, man. You know what they say? They say black people stink. They call us gorillas. They say all type of things. So you just saying that in the scriptures. Keep going.
Chapter 4, Salakia, verse 4. Hear, O our God, for we are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity. Verse 5. And cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee, for they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. Verse 6. So built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. Verse 7. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up, and that the breaches began to be stopped, then they were very wroth, and conspired all of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it.
All right. Now, who did this? What nations were these? The Arabians, the Ammonites, the Ashdodites. You understand? These are all the nations that the white man tell you to join to right now. These are your enemies in the Bible, and they were always your enemies. They never want to see you join together. They never want to see you build up your brothers and your community. And the same thing went on back then. They were always against the Jews coming together as a people. They always wanted you to serve your oppressor. They wanted your king to be Donald Trump of another nation. And that's what we went wrong by serving that nation. You understand? Instead of doing what Nehemiah is doing right now. Building up your community, your neighborhood. Seeing what your oppressor put you through and feeling it. Like, damn, man, I can't go through this. At this point, Nehemiah was first the cupbearer, all right? So he already had a high-ranking position. Now in the 4th chapter, he's appointed the governor of Jerusalem, all right? So he the man in Jerusalem. The people that's going at him are also governors at their time. You know what I'm saying? They was running their little zones. And that's why they mad, because they see that we was coming up. The same thing that you see right now. What do you hear about Israelites on the earth? The media, how do they portray us? When that MAGA incident happened, what they trying to say? We terrorists, we all kind of things. Go ahead, Michelle, what you got?
Well, they got help from the Southern Poverty Law Center, who declared us to be a hate group. They said we're a hate group.
And then turn to find out the leader of the Southern Poverty Law Group. Did you hear about that, Michelle? He just went down for being prejudiced.
Oh.
You didn't hear that? That's the Lord working. You understand? Go keep moving.
I want to come. Nehemiah chapter 4 verse 9. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto our God, and set a watch against them day and night because of them. Verse 10, and Judah said, the strength of the bearers of the of burdens is decayed, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. Verse 11, and our adversary said, they shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst among them and slay them, and cause the work to cease. Verse 12, and it came to pass, that when the Jews which dwelt by them came, they said unto us 10 times, from all places whence ye shall return unto us, they will be upon you. Verse 13, therefore set I in the lower places behind the wall, and on the higher places I even set the people after their families with their swords.
With what?
Their swords.
Come on.
Their spears.
Come on.
And their bows.
So Nehemiah had the whole plan to go rebuild his city, and he set up security for the city.
That's right.
Because the heathens were trying to tear down what he was going to build, which was his nation, his city back up again. So instead of folding and being like, man, there's a pressure against me, man, I can't get it done. He had the zeal, man. He took counsel of the Lord. He prayed to the Most High, and he got it done. He set up soldiers. So imagine you building this wall. This wall is 35 feet high. You understand? He got workers with a brick in one hand and a sword in the other. Because they was determined to build up their people. And that's how we got to be here on this earth right now.
That's right.
You can't get your little money, man, and take it and say, okay, well, I'm going to donate, when I go to Walmart, give a penny to the kids. And, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, you got to build up your nation. You got to understand that we are at war with these people, man. These different nations have always been at war with us. All right? Nehemiah knew it. All the priests of old knew it. The prophets of old. Nehemiah ran with, who know this? Who what are contemporaries of Nehemiah? Y'all know? And that's another thing that's so heavy. How we living on the earth right now. The priests are back on the earth.
Yeah, right.
I'll let you know if you don't know. Contemporaries. Nehemiah was with Ezra.
Oh, Ezra.
Mm-hmm. If you go to the 8th chapter, you'll see. Once Nehemiah built this city up, see, we went to the 4th chapter because this is showing you the start of him from being the cupbearer to the king to being the governor. But from these two different titles, he both went up. He never lost sight of what was going on. He never lost sight of his people. All right? Even with that position of power, he never lost sight of what he was supposed to be doing. But after he built up the city, that's when Ezra came. Nehemiah was the prophet, and Ezra was the priest. All right? This is brotherhood in the Bible that you're reading about. Where we at?
Verse 14. And I looked and rose
Go
up.
back to the book of Baruch, the 4th chapter.
Come. In the book of Baruch.
No, keep going, Michelle.
Come.
We just hold that.
Right.
And I looked and rose up and said unto the nobles and to the rulers and to the rest of the people, be not ye afraid of them. Remember the Lord, which is great and terrible, and fight for your brethren.
Be not afraid of these heathens, man. All right? When you come in this position, man, you got this position of power. Understand that the Lord gave that to you. But not for you could be selfish with your money, so you can help your people. Don't be afraid of the white man and his opposition, man. Read that one more time.
Come. And I looked and rose up and said unto the nobles and to the rulers and to the rest of the people.
Understand that he's talking to the nobles, the rulers. These are, okay, the city was destroyed, but there were still other black people in the city that had money. All it takes is a spark from one man. We got to join together and put our money together to build up our city like they was doing here. All right? Don't be scared of the white man. Don't be scared of the opposition, man. Come together with your people and do what you're supposed to do to lift up your nation. Keep going.
Be not ye afraid of them, Remember the Lord, which is great and terrible.
Remember the Most High, man, which is great and terrible. That's what the heathens called our power. The great and terrible power. Because if you see Puerto Rico, good night. He'll kill you with nukes, or he'll kill you with earthquakes. He'll kill you with a volcano, or he'll kill you with a tornado, man. He's great and powerful, man. Remember that. Come on.
And fight for your brethren.
And fight for your brethren, man. Fight for the Israelites, not for the white man. Fight for the law, statute, commandments that the Lord gave you, not for Christmas. Stand for marriage being forever. Stand for what the Lord told you to do in Genesis, being fruitful and multiply, not for abortions. You understand? That's what you're supposed to be standing for, what the Lord gave us. Come on.
And fight for your brethren, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses.
Damn right. Fight for it, man. Don't give it up to the white man. Detroit, Harlem. You know what I'm saying? These places were predominantly black. Fight for that. That was your city, man. Fight for the black neighborhoods, man. Build up the black neighborhoods. Stop. Hey, goddamn. Ain't you tired of seeing the Arabs in the goddamn stores? All the goddamn corner stores and gas stations is another nation. And you'll see that too if you go to the book of Nehemiah, the 13th chapter. They always surrounded our nation, man, and fed off of us. Be like Nehemiah, man. Ain't you tired of that? Ain't you tired of seeing that? You tired of seeing your nation being oppressed? Fight for your nation and your brothers. Come on.
And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, and God had brought their counsel to naught, that we returned all of us to the wall, everyone unto his work. Verse 16. And it came to pass from that time forth, that the half of my servants wrought in the work, and the other half of them held both spears and shields and bows and the habergeons. And the ruler were behind all the house of Judah.
And the rulers were behind the house of Judah, man. That's what it's time for right now. That's the time we living in. It's time for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to come together. It's time for the rich of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to stop hating their brothers and come behind us and support us in what we're doing. Pay your tithes to Commander General Yohana. That's what it's time for. All right? Support this truth and build up your nation. Where we at? You in verse 4?
We in chapter 4, the next verse will be verse 17.
Our people, man, they rob us, though. That's what they do. They take our tithes like T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollars, and they what they do? They buy planes and big mansions, and you know what I'm talking about? Creflo Dollar got his own goddamn street. Did y'all know that?
Wow.
I think it's called Dollar Street. That nigga clown. He got his own street. Ain't no houses over there but his. Where you get that from? You got that from the people, man. Skip to the 5th chapter. You got that from the people. You got that from living off of the people. They appointed Nehemiah the governor, man. Nehemiah said, man, ain't no more of that. Ain't no more living off of black people and you know, coming up off your brothers. The scriptures say, if you find a dead animal that died of itself, you can't eat that. But who can you give it to? Go ahead, Michelle. You can give it to the heathen, because that's not your brother. The scriptures say, if you loan out money, you can't put interest on that. You can't put interest on that to your brother. But who can you put interest on? Go ahead, Michelle. The goddamn heathen, man.
Right.
This is the time that we living in right now. That's why we going through these scriptures to show you, man. The priests, the prophets of old knew these things. And it's time for us to live this life if we want to come out of this hell that we're going through. Go over the 5th chapter. Let's show you that. Nehemiah wasn't going for no usury. He wasn't going for his nation and his community, the city where he grew up being destroyed. And he had a position of power. He had money. He could have easily turned his back on his people. He's serving the king. He living good. He got servants of his own. You understand? He ain't gotta think about us. But this is what a real black man would do. That's why we say it's real niggas in the UPK. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
There's real niggas here that love their people.
Right.
Come on, keep going. Where you at, Michelle?
Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 1. And there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren, the Jews. Verse 2. For there were that said, we, our sons and our daughters are many. Therefore we take up corn for them, that we may eat and live. Verse 3. Some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our land.
We have did what?
Mortgaged our land.
Come on.
Vineyards and houses, that we might buy corn because of the dearth.
So they was giving up their land so that they could survive. And they was giving their land, they was mortgaging their land to their own brothers. Nehemiah wasn't going for that. Come on.
Verse 4. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and that upon our lands and vineyards. Verse 5. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children, and lo, we bring into bondage our sons and daughters to be servants. And some of our daughters are brought unto bondage already, neither is it in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and vineyards.
What that mean, Michelle?
Salakia, this means is that in the effort where they was trying to come up with money towards the building, they mortgaged. They borrowed money from other people, and just like we do today, they leveraged their land, and now they're in a position where they can't buy, they can't pay that, but at the same time, they got their daughters and sons into captivity in the same situation where they're trying to raise money.
That's a housing market crash you just heard of in the Bible.
Goddamn right.
That's slavery. They ain't had no collateral, so they had to sell their kids, their sons and their daughters into captivity to pay for food. Nehemiah wasn't going for none of that. That's a cut on what I was saying about them goddamn rappers. Them rappers, man, they get money from the people. They rich because of you. And then they turn around and call you broke. That is not of the Lord. That's not what you're supposed to do. Keep going.
Come. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and that upon our lands and vineyards. Verse 5. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children is their children.
I'm skip down to where Nehemiah checked.
Verse 6, Salakia. And I was very angry when I heard their cry in these words. Verse 7, then I considered with myself, and I rebuked the nobles and the rulers, and said unto them, ye exact usury every one of his brother. And I set a great assembly against them.
Ye exact usury, man. You can't put interest on loans to your brother, man. You got to help your brother come out of this hell. He living in the same captivity as you. And that's what this talking about.
Damn right.
You understand? Don't exact that usury. That's a law. You can put that on the heathen, but you can't put that on your brothers, man. You got to be like Nehemiah and uplift your brothers, man. Build up your community. Don't try to come up off your brothers. A lot of times, that's all you see in the hood.
Yeah.
You understand? That's all you gonna see. Nigga gonna try to buy something for the low and sell it to you for the high every time. And Nehemiah and the Lord goes against that. Nehemiah was just telling the people. This was his job. Him and Ezra, man, Nehemiah built the city up, and Ezra brought the people back to the laws. Alright? So Nehemiah was a prophet, Ezra was a priest. And that's what it's time for us to do, man. Come back to the law, statute, commandments, and remember, the feast days of the Lord. Remember the brotherhood. Remember to uplift your people. Remember to build your community. That's why we reading this to you, man. For time's sake, you can go back through and read the book of Nehemiah, man, so you can see what real brotherhood look like. You in captivity in America, man. Don't be destroyed by the white man. Even though, you know what I'm saying, it's goddamn impossible because the white man has destroyed us, and that's why the Lord has so much anger against him. All right, we sinned against the Most High God, and that's why we here. In order to get out of that, you got to repent. You got to come back to the Lord. You got to keep the brotherhood. You got to keep these laws, statutes, commandments, man. Give me the book of Baruch.
Come. In the book of Baruch.
Start at 4. 4 and 4.
In the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 4. O Yasha'Allah, happy are we for things that are pleasing to the Most High, are made known unto us.
That's why you should be happy, man. You black Hispanics and Native Americans, you got to be happy. The law, statute, commandments was given to you. The feast days was given to you. You understand? Everything that makes the Lord happy was told to you. Come on.
Come. Be of good cheer, my people. The memorial of Yasha'Allah. Verse 6.
Be of good cheer, man. Remember the people, man. Remember the people of Israel. Remember that the laws was given to you. Be of good cheer, because you know that lottery ticket, that Mega Millions ticket that you hope for, you got something way greater that was promised to you by the Most High God. Keep going.
Come. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath.
That was heaven. You understand? You are in this captivity right now, not because the white man is stronger than you or smarter than you. You are in this captivity because you sinned against the Most High God. But the Most High is going to destroy this oppressor till he does not exist. If you go through the book of Obadiah, it says he's going to be stubble. The nation of Esau should be no more. Why is that? Because he didn't deliver us to this filthy nation for destruction. But that's what happened when we got here. The white man destroyed your name. He destroyed your culture, man. He destroyed you as a people. He told you that you and the Mexicans was two different people. He told you that you and the Native Americans was two different people. You and the so-called Cubans are brothers, man. You understand? Well, because you live in this captivity and the white man destroyed you, understand it's going to be a greater destruction for him. Read that again.
Come. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction.
Not for your destruction. You were sold because we disobeyed the Most High God. If you go through the book of Nehemiah, he was in captivity. He knew he was in captivity. That's why when he went to the king, he said, man, bless king, may thou live forever. Because he knew he served under this king. But guess what he also knew? That he was a goddamn Jew.
That's right.
He knew he was an Israelite. He knew who his people was. Somehow living in this captivity, ain't no somehow, the white man purposely destroyed you and put Christianity on you. That's why you asked at the top of the class, why is Lil John doing this? You understand? He's doing it because he does not know. He was destroyed. You understand? But I can't give him no benefit of the doubt because the nigga definitely knew he grew up in Atlanta and not Ghana.
Right.
So that's why he don't get no pass from me. Even if you don't know you're an Israelite, you do know you black. All right? You do know you ain't grew up around none of them dashiki wearing niggas that you around right now.
Right.
You understand? But we were destroyed when we came to America. Keep going.
Come. But because ye moved the Most High to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies. For ye
We were
provoked.
delivered unto who?
Delivered unto the enemies.
And that's where you at right now in America. You ain't in America having a good old time. You ain't in America because you chose to be here. You were delivered unto your enemies. The white man could never be your friend. The Arab whose religion you follow, called Islam, could never be your goddamn friend.
That's right.
You understand? I met the slavery the other day. I see an old sister, man, got to be in her 80s, and she got a big ass statue of a Buddha outside her crib. Good night. That God can never be your friend. You understand? Keep going.
For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
You provoked him that made you by doing what?
By sacrificing unto devils.
By keeping the new year, the so-called new year. By celebrating Christmas and the upcoming so-called Valentine's Day. You provoked the Lord. You ain't serving the Most High God, you serving the white man. You serving other gods. And because of that, he delivered us into captivity. But it's time for us to understand, and that's why we read this book, as to why we're in this captivity. And to come out of it by keeping the law, statute, commandments, keeping the brotherhood, not forgetting your brother, loving your brother, building up your community like Nehemiah did, building up your nation, building up your city. And after you build up your city, tell them what to do with it. If you read the book of Nehemiah, the only place you see this on the earth right now is in the ISUPK. All right? Under Commander General Yohana, we the ones that's building up our community and teaching our brothers and sisters to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Teaching our brothers and sisters what the book of Baruch says, that we were sold to our enemies, and the only way to get out of it is to pray to our power, pray to who put us in this captivity. You understand? Mashai, you had a question. Let me hear it.
I didn't have a question.
The question you just passed to me. What was it?
Oh, that question. It was a breakdown question.
Let me hear it. Pull the scripture.
Come. We got two breakdown questions on the chat.
By who?
One is by Sharar Ranah, and the other one is by Student D.
Let me hear D first.
Salakia, sir, could you break down 2 Thessalonians 2, 1 through 3?
Let me hear it.
2 Thessalonians 2, verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye...
Wait, Salakia. 2 Thessalonians what?
2.
2 what?
Second Thessalonians 2 and 1.
All right, come on with it.
Come.
What is his question on? He just want to break down?
He just asked for a breakdown.
All right, come on with it.
2 Thessalonians 2, verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Now we beseech you. What does beseech mean? Go ahead, Michelle.
To plead with or beg.
Now, who is he pleading with? Go ahead, Michelle.
All right here, brethren. So it's got to be some Israelites.
That's what we're talking about. This is what you got to understand. As Christians, man, they'll read Paul, and they think he's talking to everybody. Paul is begging and pleading with his brothers to do what?
Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him. Verse 2, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand.
Don't be shaken in mind. Don't let the white man fool you with his doctrine, telling you that the Bible is just a made-up book.
Right.
Don't let them tell you that the laws is done away with, and you don't got to keep these feast days. The Sabbath is on Sunday. You understand? You don't got to do what the Bible says. Don't let them confuse you with that. That was like one of the greatest things that the white man ever did, was convinced us that the Bible was just a book of fairy tales, you know, or it was just a book of religion. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the greatest things he did. So don't be fooled by that. Come on. Don't be shaken in the mind. Don't be troubled.
Verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day...
Salakia, read to it.
Salakia, Verse 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 2. that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by
Be
spirit,
shaken in mind, and don't be troubled by your spirit. Come on.
nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand.
Don't let nobody confuse you and tell you that UFOs are not IFOs. You understand? They trying to confuse you and tell you that these spacecrafts that they see in the sky ain't of the Lord. Don't be shaken in the mind or the spirit, because the day of the Lord, the day of our King Yahushua is coming.
Damn right.
That's right.
And they trying to get you to think that it's not, so that you will keep eating pork. So that you will keep telling your woman that sex is not marriage so they can have a piece of her. Don't be shaken by that. Stay grounded in the truth and understand that Christ is coming back. That's our glory. What does the scripture say, man? This is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's right.
You understand? Because we know that if we keep these laws, man, and we be patient, we serve our power, and we cry out to our power, he's going to deliver us from this captivity.
That's right.
Don't be shaken in the mind. That's a heavy precept that you can't just, you know what I'm saying, read fast through. Don't be shaken in the mind. We going through what we going through right now because people are shaken in the mind.
That's right.
Spiritually shaken. They not grounded that Christ is going to come back to deliver the Israelites.
Right.
They let white people make them second guess themselves. You don't do that. Keep going.
Come. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
Now understand that that day that we talking about, Christ coming to deliver us, that day ain't going to come except there be a falling away first. You got to get up out of Christianity, man.
That's right.
You got to come up out of the white man's spirit of not loving your brothers and only loving him and the other nations. You understand? There has to be a falling away first. Come on.
Come. And that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And that the man of sin must be revealed. This is the time that we living in right now, where you're seeing who promotes sin on the earth, and he's being revealed. That day of our King Christ coming cannot happen before you fall out of Christianity, before you fall out of the Catholic Church, and mainly before you let everybody know who's pushing the homosexual agenda on the earth. Who's telling you to kill your brothers? Who's leaving a goddamn train full of empty guns in Chicago? You understand? Who's pushing this, like I said, homosexual agenda? Who's kidnapping our babies? Who's promoting that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are criminals? The man is sin, all right? And that day that we waiting on for Christ to come back and them goddamn chariots and destroy our enemy, that day ain't gonna come until these things happen. That's what this verse is talking about. Keep going.
That was it right there.
Okay, he just wanted 1 through 3. All right, that was a good precept right there, Student D. You understand? But I hope that answered your question on the breakdown. Go to the next question.
Shirabana, Ezekiel 37, 13, 14. Salakia Sir Cam, Bob Kishah have a breakdown on this scripture. It looks like it's in Ezekiel 37, verses 13 and 14. And I have them.
Go ahead, let me hear it.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 13. And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. Verse 14. And ye shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord.
She want to break down those 2 verses?
Come.
All right, start over.
Come. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 13.
1 second, Michelle.
Come.
Look up graves. Graves.
And ye shall know
Graves.
Great.
We'll wait for it.
Yeah, just give him a minute. Pull it up. Go ahead, you got it?
Almost there. I'm almost there. Grave. We're in the Compact Bible Dictionary. This is page 207. Grave, a place for the interment of the dead.
You see hell in there anywhere?
Lie, sir, not.
Keep going.
Common. A tomb, a sculpture, graves and accompanying burial customs differed in biblical times from country to country. The pyramids were used for burial of members of the royal house. The Egyptians were meticulous in the construction of their graves because of their ardent. Huh?
How many definitions you got?
I got like one big definition, sir.
That's what you read now?
Kind.
Keep going.
The rich were buried in a mastaba, or a rectangular structure of brick placed above the grave itself. In the neighborhood, the Gizif near the pyramids and the Saraquar, and a number of these mastabas have been discovered. The very poor were interred clothingless and coffinless in the dry, sandy soil of Egypt. Among the Hebrews, graves, earth, natural caves or grottos, or artificial tombs hewn out of the rock. And such a sculpture provided through the kindness of Joseph of Amaretha. The body of Jesus was laid. Whitewashed, flat stones were placed upon the graves as markers to warn passers-by that they should not contract ceremonial defilement by unwittingly trespassing. That's it on that, sir.
Okay, 1 second. Shalom, sir. Shalom, sir. I don't really understand the question.
Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no.
Come. The one with the sister with her back turned. Come. So you want to see the front side of that sister? Come. So let me look at it right now. So like I said.
Resend it to you, all right?
Come.
Bear with me 1 second. Okay, hold on.
All right, where we at? All right, what we gonna continue with? Where was that, Michelle?
Ezekiel, lock that one. Ezekiel 37, 13 and 14.
All right, read it.
Ezekiel 37, verse 13. And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
Okay. Read a verse above that. Couple of verses.
Ezekiel 37, verse 12. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Verse 13. And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. Verse 14.
All right. Right here, I'm gonna have to get a breakdown myself on this scripture in particular, but I believe this is speaking on basically raising the dead. All right. What I mean by raising the dead, you know, basically the brothers that died in the truth. You know what I'm saying? They'll get risen up in that day. You know, but like I said, I'm gonna get more clarification upon that scripture. All right.
All right, so look, what you went with? What you need clarification on?
That scripture right there we was just reading on raising up the dead.
Okay, hit me with it. I got you.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves.
You should know that I'm the Lord when I've done what?
Open your graves.
Slaki, come on.
O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
When I've opened your graves and brought you up out of your graves, come on.
Verse 14. And shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land.
All right, now think of Ezekiel. Who knows the dry bone breakdown? That's what you think of when you hear this. You should know that I'm your power when I do what? Read it again, Michelle.
Come. And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves.
Not open your graves, come on.
O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
Brought you up out of your graves. So when I raise the dead, who is the dead of the earth right now? Go ahead, Zerah.
The Israelites that don't know the truth.
That's the
about
dead,
the
man.
Most High.
You should know that I'm the Lord when I raise you up out of your graves, bring you up out of your graves. When I raise the dead, like Ezekiel said, can these bones live? Can these dry bones live? You understand? Those bones was dead, man. It was dust. You understand? And what did Ezekiel do to make them, to bring them up out of the graves? What did Ezekiel do? Go ahead.
Prophesied upon them.
He prophesied and he taught them the scriptures. He taught them how to live. Think of Adam. What was Adam before he was raised from the dust of the ground? What was Adam doing? Go ahead, Zerah.
He was dead.
He was dead, man. He was living like everybody else. He was eating pork. You know what I'm saying? He was having sex with whoever. He was living fleshly and carnally. You understand? He was dead. And that's what this scripture is talking about. So start from the top.
Come.
Go straight through.
Ezekiel 37, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
And I've opened your graves, man, and brought you up out of your graves. When I have raised the dead, when I have taught you the law, statute, commandments, and brought these people back to life, raised you up out of your graves. Come on.
Verse 14, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live.
And shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live. To be brought out of the graves is a goddamn miracle, man. To see a man like myself and Captain Levine and the officers of Rock, Officer Mashai and this truth, that's a miracle. We were brought out of the graves. We were brought from hating our brothers and sisters. We were brought from selling dope and, you know what I'm saying, smoking dope and doing all these things that the Lord told us not to do, into doing what? Raising up our brothers and sisters and coming into this truth.
Right.
You understand? That's a miracle, man. And that's how we know that this power is real. You should know I'm the Lord when I do these things. And these things are being done on the earth right now. So I hope that answers your question, sister. With that, we're going to close the class out, man. Call up priest and officer of the thousands of rock for the prayers and security announcements. Shalom, Israel.
No, the Lord's Prayer, sir. Majim, Rapunak Wadon, which means to face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shema Shemayah, Kodash, Hayah, Shemkah, Yahweh, Malafika, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayah, Lathananawa, Lakam, Kab, Yawam, Wasalaklanawah, Kabawaknawah, Kasalaknawah, Kabawakyanawah, Wala'ah, Tabya'anawah, Balasanawah, Abor, Abshanaw, Mayah, Rab, Kaya, Lakab, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wata'aparat, La'awalayim, Amar. Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Raklanau, Wayasha'ala, Wahabayah, Sapari, Barak, Rapah, Magad, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, the students, the sisters, our loved ones, family, and all Yasha'ala, Bahashim Yahushua, the water Aman. Bless Israel in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Bless us. And Yasha'ala. And the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Messiah in Christ. We're gonna go ahead and say the security announcements, the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, start out of 1 West, 125th Street out of Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They ought to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. They need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tues, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocation, we got the Feast of Purim. March 7th. is going to be March 7th through March 8th, 2020. All right. We also got the lamb slaughter coming up. I believe it's also in March 15th. We got the official lamb slaughter coming up. You do not want to miss that, man. It's going to be heavy, man. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headbands, and scarf. With that being said, I'd like to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Majim Shabbat. Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. I also like to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sa, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shema Allah Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. Yajamata, dismiss.